Hey, my movie maniacs out there. Yes, we've got an independent science fiction film that came out today. Yes, it is out today on VOD and the Blu-ray, and it's called Assassinaut. Now, it's brought to us by the Director of The Taint. Now, before you go anywhere, just hear me out on this. Drew Bolduc, who did write and direct this story set in a future that it's a little bit of a turmoil. There's been a couple of nuclear wars, there's been some fallout, there's been talk of aliens, and just, it is not exactly the most pleasant of futures, but the future does have hope in the form of four young adults who've been chosen to be astronauts and be transported to the president's space station, which orbits a planet that could become the new home for the Earthlings. But, of course, something goes awry, and soon this young crew find themselves on a strange alien planet, not only fighting for their lives, but racing to save the president before she is assassinated. This is a very interesting and different film than The Taint, and mad props to the director for taking this approach. It's like a little bit of a slower burn sci-fi 70s film, and I appreciated that spirit quite a bit, but it wasn't trying to say, oh, look at us, we're being retro or whatnot. No, it is its own film, but at the same time it has that soul, it has its spirit. You can see the influences from that, but it's not trying to be that, it's trying to be its own thing, and I think it succeeds in that in a lot of aspects, namely in the way the production design is handled. This is done on a lower budget, yet you couldn't really tell because of the way they handle things. The things that you do need to see are really well made, like the costuming and the sets that they have in here to make you feel like you are in this future, though it is a little bit grittier future, and things are claustrophobic, which I love the claustrophobia in this film quite a bit. Just kept things a little bit uneasy, uncomfortable for you, and kept you close to the characters, and so I really appreciated the approach there. Like the scenes in the space station, I think were shot, must have been shot in like a naval vessel where they shot it, or a submarine, because the hallways are very cold and metallic, but very tight quarters. Even where the president is staying is a tight quarters, which makes the incidents that happen in that office that much more intense. As far as when they finally get down to the planet, they make it feel like an alien planet, but not overboard either. They don't go too far to like supernatural colors and all of this. No, it still looks like a planet, but you know, you've got this uneasiness to it that this is unfamiliar territory for all involved. I enjoyed the story that they had in here, this story with the assassination, and these characters. Shannon Hutchinson plays Sarah, who's a girl whose father was an astronaut, and she's following in her dad's footsteps, so she's looking forward to this project, this mission, and at the same time kind of a natural leader. You've got Jasmina Parent, who is playing Charlie, who's kind of a character you're not quite sure where she stands. Yale Haskell plays Brooke. I really loved her performance in here. So actually, this whole young cast do very well in Assassinaut. There are some great practical gore effects too when needed. It's not overly excessively used, but when it is used, it's going to make your jaw drop. You got some really bad things happening to young people, which also adds to that intention factor. Overall, I think Assassinaut is one of those films where you should check it out, especially if you're a fan of indie films, if you're a fan of 70s sci-fi, that slower burn, minimalistic type of approach to science fiction. I think you're really going to dig Assassinaut. I know I did, and I highly recommend you check it out. So there you have it, folks. Please check out our Patreon if you haven't already. I appreciate your support, and until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.